See, it has been smooth.
Scene 6, take 1, marker.
Really on 6.
Charlie, can you hit that recorder on the Zoom behind you?
This coffee really does it for me.
It's good.
Wow. No, it is. It's delicious. It's strong as hell. For the crust, I'm not a huge fan of, you know, making a crust, chilling the dough, rolling the dough out, cutting the dough, doing all this stuff. It's like 18 steps for one tart. So I like to do the old press-in crust, and there's no machine required. You don't need a mixer. All you need are your hands, which I'm assuming you have on you. Cool, and then some salt. So you have this mixture. It is kind of like Play-Doh at this stage. It kind of looks like clay. It's really easy to work with. That's it. I just made the crust. So basically, you just want to press this in evenly. So I like to start on the bottom, and you're going to kind of smush it around. Kind of like you're building a little castle in here. You need to make walls. And really all you're wanting is to make sure that the bottom is as even as possible and that you've got at least an inch on all sides. Our crust has come out of the oven, and it shouldn't be greasy anymore. It should look like a big chocolate cookie. When you're shopping for chocolate, you wanna make sure that you are looking for a baking chocolate, and there's not a ton of filler like milk and sugar and all those other things that will destabilize this lovely ganache you're gonna make. Any basic ganache is cream plus chocolate, and this is going to simmer. We don't want it to get to a rolling boil. We just want it to get really, really, really hot. And I'm also adding tahini because it tastes great. And it sort of acts like chocolate in that there's a ton of fat and it's already really smooth and it'll incorporate really nicely. So my friend Kevin over there has alerted me to the fact that my cream is ready. And so I'm just gonna pour this over and let it melt and kind of do its thing. If your cream is too hot here, it can cause the chocolate to break. And if it's not hot enough, the chocolate will never melt. So you really gotta hit that sweet spot. And I'm just gonna let this sit for a second. Kind of wiggle it around, like that. So now that this has been sitting for a few minutes, I'm gonna start to mix it. And this should require almost no muscle on my part. It should come together really nice because the chocolate's already melted. You're not mixing anything in at the end. So you see it's thick, it's really shiny. I will say this is a really nice looking ganache, if I do say so myself. And then the thing that's gonna make this salty is salt, specifically flaky salt. And because chocolate is so bitter and there's not a ton of sugar in this tart, it can really take the salt. And what you'll get at the end is something that's like bitter and a little sweet and a little salty. And then you just wanna let this chill for about an hour or so, depending on how hot it is in your kitchen. I'm gonna take off this little pan. And if a little bit crumbles around the edge, it's fine. People will be like, is that a homemade tart? And you'll be like, yeah, you can tell, because the edges. I like to do really thin, kind of elegant slices. Oh, it's just a little baby. If anyone thinks it's too small, you tell them to take a bite first, and then they'll be like, nope, don't need more than this. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun making these videos, and an even better time writing my book, Dining In, available wherever books are sold.